Hello, Merry Christmas. Welcome to our Christmas Around the World program. I'm Mark Crea, CEO of Feed My Starving Children. On behalf of our board and our staff, I simply want to thank you for joining us tonight. I want to say a thank you to our sponsors and our matching donors. I'm just humbled by your dedication to feeding God's children. The level of hunger across the world is overwhelming, but your generosity gives hope to children like Amy, who you will meet shortly. I also want to thank you and all of you who pray for Feed My Starving Children. I want to thank the volunteers who come to our sites. You are making a real difference. Thank you to our mobile pack hosts and volunteers who are now once again stepping out and producing foods, packing meals around the country. For all of you shopping at our marketplace, a huge thank you. These are exceptional gifts that feed children and provide a livelihood for people around the world. So please continue to shop away. I'm excited to turn you over to our Christmas Around the World host, Sarah Peterson, the director of our marketplace operations. So enjoy the program. God bless you and your family, and Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Mark, and thank all of you for joining us. I'm Sarah Peterson, Director of Retail Operations at Feed My Starving Children, and I'm so excited to spend the next 30 minutes or so with you. We're joining you tonight from our marketplace location in Coon Rapids, Minnesota, and it is full of new Christmas merchandise, plus some past favorites from artisans all over the world. I will share some of these items later with you tonight. As we look back at 2022, it has definitely been another challenging year, but also one of so much progress. Thanks to many of you, meals are being packed at our permanent sites and mobile pack events and being shipped to over 90 countries. Despite shipping and logistical challenges, working with our incredible partners around the globe, Manapack meals are still getting to people who desperately need them. All of us at FMSC continue to be so amazed at how you shine Christ's love through packing meals and giving financially. You have provided meals and shared hope with literally millions of kids around the world this year, so thank you. And now we get to come together around Christ's birth. We take this opportunity to learn more about each other, celebrating our differences and similarities. As we ponder Christ's birth tonight, I encourage you to think about the joy and peace that He intends for us and how we can share that joy and peace with others. That seems to be needed now more than ever around the globe. Tonight you'll get to hear Christmas music from a choir in the Philippines, and you will hear about different Christmas traditions from around the world. But first, let's listen to the Christmas story as told in the book of Luke. The reading comes to us tonight from our partner International Care Ministries, or ICM for short. ICM uses FMSC Manapack meals as part of the holistic care that their programs provide to some of the poorest people in the world, living in a constant state of food insecurity and at high risk for malnutrition.
The Gospel of Luke, chapter 2, verses 8 to 20. And there were shepherds living out in the fields nearby, keeping watch over their flocks at night. An angel of the Lord appeared to them, and the glory of the Lord shone around them, and they were terrified. But the angel said to them, "Do not be afraid. I bring you good news that will cause great joy for all the people. Today, in the town of David, a Savior has been born to you. He is the Messiah, the Lord. This will be a sign to you. You will find a baby wrapped in clothes and lying in a manger." Suddenly, a great company of the heavenly host appeared with the angel, praising God and saying,
"Glory to God in the highest of heaven, and on earth peace to those on whom His favor rests." When the angels had left them and gone into heaven, the shepherds said to one another, "Let's go to Bethlehem and see these things that has happened, which the Lord has told us about." So they hurried off, and Mary and Joseph and the baby, who was lying in the manger. When they had seen him, they spread the word concerning what had been told them about this baby. And all who heard it were amazed at what the shepherds said to them. But Mary treasured up all these things and pondered them in her heart. The shepherds returned, glorifying and praising God for all the things they had heard and seen, which were just as they had been told.
Thank you. I want to tell you a bit more about the incredible youth in the ICM Children's Choir. The choir was started 12 years ago, These young people have all come from ultra-poverty-stricken areas of the Philippines and were beneficiaries of the ICM program. They have grown up through difficult life situations and struggled with food insecurity, not knowing where tomorrow's meal would be coming from. But they are so full of hope. They are resilient and have hope for their future. It's my absolute joy to introduce them to you as we use music to share the power of hope.
Joy to the world, 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 the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him room, and heaven nature sing, and heaven nature sing, and heaven and nature sing. Joy to the world, 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 the Savior reigns. Let men their songs incline, while fields and floods, rocks, hills and plains, repeat the sounding joy, repeat the sounding joy, repeat, repeat the sounding joy. Joy to the world, joy to the world, joy to the world, joy to the world. He rules the world with truth and grace, and makes the nations prove the glories of his righteousness, and wonders of his love, and wonders of his love, and wonders, wonders of his love. Joy to the world, joy to the world, joy to the world, joy to the world, joy to the world.
Thank you to the ICM Choir for starting us off full of joy. We will hear more from them a little later. Our partners in the Philippines wanted to share how Christmas is celebrated in their country. And please know, I'll be making my best effort to share some of their native Tagalog as we learn about their traditions. The Christmas celebration in the Philippines is known as the longest and merriest in the world. In the Philippines, Christmas carols begin and decorations go up in September. Aside from the gigantic Christmas trees and glowing lights in the streets and malls, unique Filipino decorations such as parol appear. Parol is the most prominent holiday decoration in the Philippines. It is essentially a star that can be small enough to fit in your hand or 20 feet tall and paraded through the streets. Parol are usually very colorful with intricate designs and are lit up in some fashion. The parol represents the Star of Bethlehem that guided the 3 wise men to the newly born Jesus. Another Filipino Christmas symbol is the Belen. a Christmas scene with Mary, Joseph, shepherds, angels, animals, and the three kings. Bailins can be seen in churches, homes, schools, and office buildings created from all sorts of materials. Simbang is a 9-day series of masses from December 16th to 24th. After attending the Simbang, it has been part of the Filipino tradition to eat treats, such as puta bambao and bibingka. Puta bambao is traditionally made from a special variety of sticky rice, which is a distinct purple color. After it is soaked in salted water and dried overnight, it is poured into bamboo tubes and steamed. Bibingka is fluffy round rice cake that is just slightly sweet. It's baked in a clay oven, often lined with banana leaves, with coals underneath and on top. It can be topped with a little sugar or coconut and a brush of butter. A hot coffee, ginger tea, or cocoa make the ideal companion to this cake. December 16th marks the start of caroling, where a group of people, usually kids, sing Christmas songs at houses they visit. In return, the homeowners might reward carolers with money or presents. Speaking of caroling, let's listen to a Christmas song by some of the children in our Filipino Partners School. Sweet, right? I love those little voices. On Christmas Eve in the Philippines, many people stay up late to welcome the most important day of the season, Christmas Day. Family, friends, and neighbors join together for a meal called Noche Buena, or Good Night Feast. The meal typically includes ham, pancit, and rice cakes. Noche Buena has been the traditional way many Filipinos wish everyone a Merry Christmas. Now let's hear from Jasmine as she shares what she knows about Jesus' birth.
Sa langit po ay napuntala na maliwanag. Tapos po, sa gilid po may anghel na bumababa. Sa Bethlehem po. Tapos po, sa pinanganak po si Jesus sa Bethlehem, tapos sa sabsaban po siya. Pinatong po si Jesus sa dayan. Tapos, nung po kasi ang naalala.
Thank you, Jasmine. Now let's head to Guatemala. Beginning the week leading up to Christmas Eve, parades occur on city streets with statues symbolizing the journey of Mary and Joseph, all the way from Nazareth to the stable in Bethlehem. Songs and prayers are accompanied by percussion instruments ringing in praise of Jesus' birth. Nativity scenes are everywhere, from homes to churches to shopping centers. With the central figures of Joseph, Mary, and the baby Jesus, who appears at midnight on Christmas Eve, local nativity scenes, or nacimientos, may also include rivers, volcanoes, mountains, huts or ranchitos, and an array of local flora and fauna that add the Guatemalan touch to them. No holiday is complete without delicious treats, and Christmas is no exception in Guatemala. Bakeries churn out special breads, or tortas, that are shared at parties and celebrations. Meals include traditional tamales made of corn dough, red sauce, and meat, as well as sweet black tamales made with variations of chocolate, almonds, raisins, and fruit. On Christmas Eve, a traditional hot fruity drink called ponche is served. Christmas celebrations begin with a special dinner on Christmas Eve. Families spend time together with music and maybe gifts. A Christmas hug is given at midnight before the family blows whistles and fireworks and firecrackers go off in celebration. On Christmas morning, the air is filled with smoke from all of the festivities. Fireworks begin again on Christmas Day at noon, and you will certainly hear Feliz Navidad. Let's meet Amy now, a young girl in Guatemala who benefits from Meals You Pack. We asked her to share what she knows about Jesus' birth.
I know that Jesus was born in a barn and that his parents' name is Mary and Joseph. They were a really good parents. They took care of his kid. Before he was born, the angel told them to go to Belén.
Y ellos se fueron, pasaron 100 días de camino.
They went there, but there were a lot of people. So Joseph will go and see where they can stay at. But they didn't find anywhere. So that's why they went to a barn.
En las casas había mucha gente y después
they went there, but there were a lot of people. So Joseph will go and see where they can stay at. But they didn't find anywhere. So that's why they went to a barn.
Ahí nació Jesús.
On Christmas Day, he was born.
A la medianoche nació Jesús. Unas estrellas.
There were a lot of stars, but there was one star that was bright. So that star told everyone that Jesus was born. Also, an angel appeared to 3 pastors, and said that a king was born on that night. So they asked the angel where he was, and he told him that in a barn. So they went and saw Jesus.
Un establo. Ellos rápidos se fueron corriendo a ver. Y ahí estaba el bebé con el que les dijo el ángel que ahí estaba.
¿Quién es Jesús para ti?
Es el rey.
I asked Amy who Jesus is for her, and she said that he is the king.
I love hearing what stands out for young children about Jesus' birth. Let's enjoy another performance from the ICM choir. You might just find yourself singing along to this one.
Rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ the Savior was born on Christmas Day, to save us all from sin's spell when we were gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. The shepherd at this tidings rejoiced and much in mind, left their flocks a feeding in tempest, storm, and wind. And straightway went to Bethlehem, the blessed babe to find. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. Oh, tidings.
love how Christmas music is filled with joy and the story of Jesus' birth. We've heard tonight how nativity displays are prominent in both Guatemala and the Philippines, and they certainly are popular with FMSC supporters. We have several new artisan-made nativities available this year in our marketplace. They range from nativity scenes made from recycled oil drums, to woven nativity sets, to coconut nativities, to nativity Christmas ornaments. Here's one of my favorites. This is a nativity ornament set made by our artisan partner group, Red Rope. Red Rope started in 2006 as a livelihood program of ICM. Now, Red Rope is recognized as an independent cooperative by the Philippine government and is a self-supporting livelihood for 30 women. The FMSC Marketplace fully believes in the power of dignified and sustainable employment, and we seek to empower communities that receive FMSC meals. We purchase ethically produced items from artisans and producers who live and work in the communities that receive our food. Many of our marketplace partners are also direct food partners who operate small business or livelihood programs to bring sustainable income to their communities, similar to how Red Rope began. When you purchase these items, families and communities are strengthened. Retail profits fund additional meals for kids around the world. I love being able to share with our artisan partners the impact of their work. In addition to the benefits that employment brings to them and their families and communities, they are also providing meals and hope to children around the world. That is powerful. We have one more opportunity tonight to learn how Christmas is celebrated in another country. Let's hear from one of FMSC's board members, Javi McGuigan. Javi grew up in Chile and moved to Minnesota about 10 years ago. She's been serving on the FMSC board since 2019. Welcome, Javi. We are so excited to have you here and to learn about Christmas in your home country.
Thank you. I'm happy to share.
Can you tell us about how Christmas celebrations are different in South America than they are here?
It's quite different in the sense of it's summer down there in December, so we all need to get a little explanation that maybe Santa's in the North Pole and he needs his jacket, but we are giving each other flip-flops and swimsuits for gifts. So in that sense, it feels very different.
What types of foods are part of your Christmas celebrations?
Most classic things that everyone would have at home is this sort of sweet bread called pan de Pascua, or Easter bread would be the official translation. It's got some fruits and nuts in it. Also a very similar version of that in Brazil called panetone. And then this drink that I would say it's the closest thing to eggnog, because you could also drink it with or without alcohol, but it's a mix of milk and nutmeg.
And I'm wondering, what kind of decorations do you find in the homes in Chile?
Well, the majority of the people in Chile are Catholic, so a lot more emphasis, I would say, in nativity scenes when you drive around. It's the most typical thing to see at every home and around neighborhoods. So the rest, of course, Christmas trees and all that is the same. But nativity scenes for sure have a bigger presence. And also, we only bring Jesus out to the nativity scenes either the very late night of the 24th or Christmas Day. That's when you bring him out, and at home it would be this honor of who gets to bring Jesus to the nativity scene.
So what is one of your favorite Christmas memories?
Favorite Christmas memories, I don't know how favorite, but we would go to church very late. Misa del Gallo is what we call it, or the Mass of the Rooster. It's after dinner, usually. All the family goes closest to when Jesus would be born on the 25th. And then usually one family member would sneak back earlier and put the gifts out and just scream, "Oh, Santa was here, you just missed him." And that was very, very frustrating, but that was a typical memory.
So based on your experience in South America and now your time being on the FMSC board, how do you see the impact of FMSC meals around the world and in South America and in other countries?
Huge impact, as we always say, not only in solving a hunger need, but bringing hopes to these countries. A lot of the top countries that we serve are in Central America. Haiti, Nicaragua, Guatemala, Honduras have huge need right now, and this definitely brings them hope. When everything they face, it's either weather or political instability, it's a huge source of filling their hearts and souls and their bellies, of course.
Well, we are just so thankful for you and for your service on the board, and again, thank you for being with us here today.
My pleasure, thanks.
As we prepare to wrap up tonight's program, we wanted to share a few more thoughts about Christmas from kids who rely on ManaPack. Our partners in Guatemala asked some of the kids they work with this question: if you could make a Christmas wish, what would it be? Their answers really touched our hearts, and we wanted to share a couple with you. Taylor wished there would be no poverty or violence around the world, especially for kids. Another child shared, "I wish that every child would get one gift on Christmas and every child would have a family." Paula shared, "I'd wish all the kids would be able to go to school." And 9-year-old Brandon summed it up, wishing that all kids would always have something to eat. Kids really speak from their hearts, and we love that. As we've heard throughout tonight, food is a key piece as families gather to celebrate Christmas. Young Amy told our partner what she enjoys most on Christmas Eve is gathering with her entire family to share a meal. We know this year has been extra challenging for our partners and families. For many families served by our partners, Manna Pack will be the meal they share this Christmas. As part of this evening together, we invite you to make a gift that will send Manna Pack meals to families in Guatemala, in the Philippines, and more than 90 other countries. These meals are a gift of hope and joy for moms and dads and kids who are in need of a meal on Christmas Day. To give now, you can use the QR code or go to fmsc.org/give now. Tonight, if you feed a child for a full year with a donation of $88, we will send you one of these beautiful handmade heart ornaments as a thank you. Each one of these is handmade by an artisan in either Eswatini or Uganda. I want to share a video with you now that tells you more about these ornaments.
Feed My Starving Children works with our partners around the world to acquire beautiful handmade items from artisans employed by our food distribution partners. For many of these artisans, selling handcrafts has been their only form of income through the pandemic and global economic challenges. This Christmas season, when you donate $88 to FMSC, we'd like to give you a thank you gift. A one-of-a-kind heart ornament handmade by artisans in Uganda and Eswatini, Africa. By selling these ornaments, local artisans are empowered to provide for their families. With this income, they can now feed their kids, send them to school, and invest in a future full of hope. Hope for children like Francis and Rose.
Friends, I am here standing with Rose and Francis. When we first met them, their mother was working from a government health center. They had tried to treat them but had given up, and they had sent them to go back home. On their way, she found a good Samaritan who sent her to our office and told her that was medicine. When she reached at the office, we actually didn't know what she meant, but she meant man-pack meals. And several years of them feeding on man-pack rice, they are now at school. They are active like any other children. The man-pack meal didn't just give them life, but are also giving them an opportunity to dream. So keep packing the meals because they are saving lives, but they're also guaranteeing that these children are able to dream like any other children.
Thank you for your support. When you donate $88 to Feed My Starving Children, we are able to feed the children around the world. And you will receive a heart ornament from Kutala Eswatini or Hope Again Women in Uganda. These artisans are able to feed their families and have their families have a brighter future. Thank you for your support. Thank you.
When you donate $88, you will not only receive one of these beautiful ornaments, but you will also empower artisans and feed kids like Francis and Rose a daily meal for an entire year. In a time of great challenges, your donation will provide greater hope. Make this year's Christmas gift one that matters.
I also want to let you know that we have a group of generous donors offering a match tonight. So they are leading the way and will match the first $35,000 donated. That means that your gift of any size will go twice as far. Your donation will provide twice as many meals, feed twice as many kids. This will apply if you donate $88 and choose one of the heart ornaments, or donate a gift of any amount that's meaningful to you at fmsc.org/give now. So we've come to the end of our program. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your prayers and generosity. We are continually amazed how you've stood alongside those who are hungry. We hope this has been a wonderful way to share in the love the Christ child brought into our world, and we hope together we can shine joy and peace farther into a world in need. Please enjoy this final Christmas prayer and performance by the ICM Choir, and Merry Christmas.
What do we wish for this Christmas? I pray for mothers to have the spirit of Mary, to be filled with hope for their children's futures. I pray for fathers like Joseph,
to be able to provide shelter and protection for their families. I pray for the joy of the shepherds to seek out and celebrate goodness in the world. I pray for the generosity of the wise men to share what I have with all in need. I pray for the faith, hope, and love that are found in that tiny baby to live, to serve others, and not for myself.